Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the S&P500, the Nasdaq100 and of course the Dow Jones30. But before I get into today's video, I just want to start by saying a massive thank you to everyone who's been patient with myself and of course the Daily Market Movements YouTube channel over the past 2 weeks. I have just returned from my 14-day vacation over in Zanzibar. Obviously the Wi-Fi was very poor, the quality of my videos were terrible as well because I just took my laptop, I didn't have my microphone and camera, etc. So thank you very much for being patient, but as of today I'm back in my office, as you can probably tell, and videos will resume as per usual. But let's get started here with the S&P 500. Of course, whilst I was away, there was a massive conflict, and it's still ongoing, of course, between Israel and Gaza. Horrific scenes coming out of the Middle East, and this is of course being quite problematic for US equities. We are now seeing the S&P 500 trade at 4,337. Initially as we started the month of October, we saw a very good bounce here for the S&P of approximately 4%, but over the past couple of days, especially yesterday and today, as we've kicked off this new trading week, we are starting to see a little give back in profits here. It looks to me that we are in the cusp of forming this bull flag pattern. Eventually, I do expect us to break above 4,400. That tends to be the top here. Then that will likely open up us to trade up towards 4,440. This is an area where I do believe needs to be tested in the coming days. And despite what's going on in the Middle East, providing that there's no major escalation over there of events, then I think that 4,440 is a real genuine target that the S&P 500 could look towards. If not, if we were to see a breakdown, towards the lower end of this bullish flag pattern, and that pattern did in fact collapse, then I think you look at the 200-day EMA where you have the I think the price is 4,280. That's an area of support where I do believe buyers would step back in. Quickly moving over to the Nasdaq100, we are seeing a fall here in prices again today off the back of yesterday. We're trading now for the first time in a very long time below the 50-day EMA. But what's very encouraging here is that we are trading within an uptrend still. We have obviously given a lot back over the past couple of months, but in the grand scheme of things, we are still trading very healthily within this nice uptrend here. And I think that eventually we will see a break above the upside of this wedge. I think prices are going to be compressed over the next couple of days within this very small triangle area, but eventually we are going to get a break, whether it be towards the upside or the downside. In my own humble opinion, I do believe we will get a break towards the upside, and the reason being is because we have the 10-year yields now trading at a new yearly high. 4.9 is significant. This is an area which I've highlighted to my Signal team whilst I was away over on my Telegram group chat. This is an area where I do expect the 10-year to peak. Very important to reference. I do expect the 10-year bond yields to peak here, and if we did see a sharp reversal in these gains here for the US government bonds, then I think that you would see growth stocks especially, but US stocks in general start to rally. So this is an area where I'm heavily focused on, and whether we do get a pullback, and if we do, of course, that will be very beneficial for growth stocks as well as just stocks in general. Then finally moving over to the Dow Jones30, the Dow was trading back above the 200-day EMA. Yesterday was one of the very first closes we've had above the 200-day EMA in some time, since we broke below it back at the end of September. This is very encouraging and positive. I think medium to longer term, we do see a higher break where we go and test a 50-day EMA, potentially close above that 50-day EMA, then opens up gains all the way pretty much to that 0.78 fib area, which is at around 35,200. So I like the setup here technically. Of course, there's lots of noise with regards to the conflict over in the Middle East between Israel and Gaza. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next couple of days. Of course, we had Joe Biden that traveled there today. He just gave a press conference, and he's basically signaling that he is on Israel's side, and he believes that the recent rocket attack that happened at that hospital, the children's hospital in Gaza, where many innocent children died, he does believe that it wasn't Israel that fired the missile, where other Arab nations are saying that it was from Israel. So of course, as I mentioned at the start of this video, the news that we're getting from the Middle East is at a very fast pace. So of course you are going to have to stick and keep up to date with the latest developments coming from there. But technically speaking, guys, across the board, the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones 30 does look pretty healthy right now, and I think that a move higher is likely in the next couple of days and weeks ahead. On that note, guys, don't forget, if you'd like to join my trading Signal group, it's completely free of charge for your first month. After that, you will be charged $29 a month. But if you don't enjoy the service within your first month trial period, you can cancel at any time and you will not be charged. All you got to do is scan this QR code on your screen. It will take you to my website where you can sign up Yeah, I look forward to welcoming you all over onto Telegram, where you'll also gain access to my daily market research, which I post prior to the US markets opening.